Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Reality for Beyond Mystic. Gosh, last week was just pretty crazy, to put it bluntly. It was a huge week. It was, as we were talking about, it was like letting go and purging the old, but it was also planting new seeds. I do have some interesting visions and downloads to share with you from the mystical realm side of things as well. But first of all, I'm just going to pop this up. Hold on a sec, guys. Bear with the tech side of things. So we have my website, solreta.com, for those of you looking for a booking. And we also have in the sessions, I do aura drawing. So you can see like clients' auras can be quite different. So an aura really is like an imprint or a reading of the quantum field. So when I'm reading energy, the colors start to tell a different language depending on if they're placed in physical, mental, emotional, spiritual realms or astral realms. So when we tune into the colors, we get downloads and information on this. I also do tarot with this and tune into guides. We also work with past life stuff and also quantum jumping, looking at like why things might be a certain way and how can we kind of quantum jump to a different version. So I just wanted to remind you guys that, and please like, share, and subscribe over on Beyond Mystic. We've got lots of things happening. Divine Feminine Oracles is coming up, Elena's beautiful meditation, and the girls. And let's get into talking about what has been happening. So I like to kind of ponder on what we're going to talk about and just really tap into the collective, and especially our beautiful soul family here. And I just thank you, everyone who's been supporting and watching and liking, share, and subscribing to my channel and to Beyond Mystic. I really do appreciate the love. So when I was tuning in with you guys this week, what I was really picking up and feeling, and it was such like a simple download in that I kept seeing a cloud. So every time I would talk to Spirit and ask, what is it that you want me to speak about this week? I kept getting shown the vision of a cloud. Now, last night when I was meditating and just in that peaceful state, I actually started to see it wasn't just a cloud that was coming in. So what Spirit was showing me was the layup energy was the cloud to what sort of just started to anchor last night. So what I was actually seeing when I saw our reality and I saw this cloud reality, it was like the two were kind of coming into alignment. Now, if we look at vibration and we look at the law of like resonance, there's some other reality that's currently starting to shift in with ours. Now, when I had a look at this, I saw these beautiful, almost Asian temples with golden trim. Now, each of the golden trim was like a pressed gold design that was in the metal, but there was a very crystalline type feel to this city. Now, I have seen Pleiadian disc cities and things like this, so I'm not too, that's not too strange for me to see things like this. Now, what I actually felt and saw when I tuned into this was what I would say is like a new higher vibrational reality that is also kind of like an old one. It's like an epoch or an energy coming in that we're so familiar with. So I'm really just encouraging, and what Spirit was showing was that we can tap into this, we can tune into this. So we'll pick some cards around that this week, but that's what I'm seeing come in from like the mystical realm side of things, that we have this opportunity to connect with this other veiled world. Now, this would be similar to what they would talk about with the myths of Avalon. And also with what we see, like, when people sort of stop believing in dragons and unicorns, fairies, this sort of thing, there was like a heavy, thick curtain that came down. Now, what I'm sort of seeing with this world coming in is almost like the veil lifting up and the curtain disappearing. So I've picked just a couple of little baby cards to start with. So we can see with this one, these affirmation cards. So I just got guided to pick some of these. Now, these cards jump straight out. So we've got connect. So this is this little one here, and I'll just read it to you. And look how cute they are. They're so gorgeous. So it says, with each being is a light that connects us all. Within each being is a light that connects us all. So how you treat others is a reflection on how you treat yourself. So also keeping in mind as I'm reading these, what we were talking about with the other reality. So it says, there will come a time when we choose to leave this human experience, and changing your mind will no longer be an option. You have the right to choose. So this is very fascinating. If I look back to a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about with a lot of the people getting sick and myself having been in hospital, that we are kind of reaching this state of choosing. Now, with this new age of Aquarius that we're shifting into, it does mean a softening of the veil. So for those of you that are empathic, and I know so many of you watching this will be, and I just want to say hello to a lot of the beautiful clients of mine that are watching this too. Yeah, you guys all know that we've been in other lifetimes, other situations where we've had huge epoch type changes. So I just want you guys to kind of get ahead of the game, to start to fill in what's landing in our reality with these higher dimensional cities and things. It's similar to when we've seen, I guess, photos, and there's like cities appearing in the clouds and other, things that could be looked at as Project Bluebeam, things like that. But this is actually like a spiritual world that's landing. So it has a different feeling. It's not synthetic. So yeah, I just encourage you guys to go explore the city. So the card that I got we've got this deck today, which is the Starseed Oracle. And we had double mission come out. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. We're talking about a double mission and we've got like this double reality or this overlay happening. So it says, Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. Now, when I went to check in the Oracle book, just to have like a reminder of what it was about, I opened, bam, straight to the page. So I'm just going to read to you guys directly from this because I want to just keep it as pure as the way that Spirit is intending it at the moment. So Lightworker Starseeds, serve the world by being you. Lightworker Starseeds are mission and purpose orientated. Many of us have the feeling that time is running out. And that's also what I sort of felt with this city landing, to make the choice to tune into this higher version of our reality and the highest possible potential. So many have the feeling that time is running out and that there's something that they came here to do, create, or contribute. They are here to grow as souls individually, individual mission, and also contribute to the planet in some orientated action, a collective mission, which is what we're on here with Beyond Mystic, is this beautiful soul mission, this collective. So the collective mission is often answered through the career calling or devoting their life to something much bigger. Until they remember their collective soul mission, it can feel as if something's missing, or if they're forgetting something important. It's common for a Lightworker Starseed to feel that they're very different, that they may carry soul memories, or being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light, which I know a lot of us are really good at doing, in order to fit in, or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as the spiritual closet. I do talk about coming out of the galactic closet in my early 20s. So if you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission. Step into it even more fully. You are being reminded that your role as a light worker is lit up in the world with your presence. This doesn't mean that it has to be a big thing or a decision that you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passions, your joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up and lose yourself in what you're doing, you will light up the world without even trying. So it says, Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you serve the world by being you? So I think that's a really special card, and especially with a lot of the unique souls that are on here too, that, we are being called forth at this time to really look into our missions and to not be afraid to boldly just bring them in and anchor. So I'm just going to share this with you guys. We have the full moon singing bowl meditation coming up with Elena and with Janine as well. So Janine will also be doing some tarot with this. It's going to be the Virgo full moon, which will be about detox and purification. So it'll be on March the 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern time for all of you guys over there. So let's get into the big part of the reading, where we really look at what it is that Spirit's been trying to show us with this city and with the mystical energy. And it's so interesting. Just before I closed my eyes, I saw 6 of Swords, which to me, this is my card that Spirit always shows me to represent the veil beyond worlds when we're reading for this kind of mystical topic. Of course, it can mean other things at other times, but that's exactly what it means to me. It's like reaching beyond the veil. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards down here today. That's just what Spirit gave me. So we will tune in. So you guys know that I run my hand across them just to pick up any frequency and energy. Okay, this is interesting. So I'm seeing that city come in and land, but I'm also seeing a connection to what I'm seeing is like an emerald pool of water. When I look into this emerald pool of water, I also see this beautiful sapphire type color. But it's interesting. It's like this water pool is a different place to the city. So I'm actually seeing it's like a remote view kind of point of view. With this water pool, it actually feels like one of the beautiful water temples that are around Sirius. So back on Sirius, the star system, we have these beautiful temples that have that similar design that I was talking about. And we would have these pools of water that you would look into on Sky. So you would be able to look into other dimensional places. So what's really interesting and see into like different realities and things. And, you know, it's where we would find out like where to send help in terms of like sending missions and different things like that. But what we're seeing with this is I'm seeing this new reality step in, this beautiful pool of water, and I'm seeing the vibration. Now, what's interesting is I'm seeing like footsteps or like a heaviness that's echoing throughout the water. So, what I'm hearing from Spirit at the same time is the changes that are taking place on Earth. Don't think that they're going unnoticed. They're actually rippling throughout all of the other dimensions and throughout the universe. So they are keeping an eye on what's happening down here from the other realms and from these other higher dimensional places. They're really, really watching quite closely. So let's flip these cards and see what's happening. Oh, we've got the veil card that I told you guys about. Okay, let's just read this one by one. So here's the beautiful Four of Disc. Now, for me, this not only represents where we've been working towards something, we've had that foundation, and now Spirit is kind of showing up and coming into alignment. And I have seen this with the angelic realms and with other beings that they are sort of stepping in a little bit more fully at the moment. This is also a reminder to protect and guard your energy. So with this, I always see the castle, and we see that there's the moat of water around it. So we know that it's earth, air, fire, and water. So we've come into this dynamic state of balance. It's Virgo and the sun energy too. So where we're going, we haven't really been before. It might be familiar and similar to other shifts and changes, like, you know, with different epochs of time that we've had with Atlantis, with Egypt and things. But what we're sort of seeing here is, you know, pull that drawbridge up on the castle when you're around vibrational frequencies that are not good for your nervous system. It really is how we've been talking the last couple of weeks about getting into attunement with how your vibrational frequency is feeling. So with this, it's also about opening up that drawbridge and inviting those in that feel good for your nervous system, coming into alignment with soul family like we have on here. Then that's going to be what kind of pops this veil open. With the Six of Swords, we're going to start going on a journey. We're going to start moving more and more and more towards this Three of Disc. Now, it's interesting because we've gone from a 4 to the 6 to the 3. With the 3, for me, this particular geometry and shape with the tetrahedron, with the circles, to me represents a fire that cannot be extinguished by water. It has that element of earth with the disc and the wheels, and we see the tetrahedron represents fire, the water represents water. But for me, this is about the psychic gateway. This is the pineal gland. This is the crystals within our ears and the pineal. This is, you know, that document that the CIA released in 1983 talking about the gateway. So what we're seeing right now, hold the fort, come into attunement and alignment with who you are, where we're going with this veiled world. Use your psychic senses. Now, for those of you that love meditation, I've actually recorded a meditation, and I also just want to say thank you to a lot of encouragement to also record some more. So what I'm seeing is with this one especially, Spirit always calls it the gateway for me. I have a meditation on my website for free, and it's called Soul Star. I really would encourage you guys to travel because you actually go through a stargate and go through the Syrian gateway, which looks like this. What we see when you guys start to do this is Ace of Swords popping up. So with this Ace of Swords energy, Yeah, this is about like being open to higher information coming in. We see the clouds, and we were talking about the cloud before, is kind of parting, and we've got this newly crowned energy coming into the sword. The sword is true, the sword is straight, but it's aligned with full heart chakra energy. We also have Eight of Cups coming in too. So, with the Eight of Cups, there will be a lot that are sort of fixed and stuck and find it hard to shift into this higher state of awareness. So, for those of you that are watching, and I feel this level of excitement and kind of like a buzz talking about it, we're coming into alignment with this. It's a really big deal. So, I'm just going to get some clarification cards. And whilst I do that, we're just going to have just a reminder for Astro Woo, which is on March 23rd with Astro Tarot and Sign. So it'll be all 12 signs with Janine, Julie, and Jean-Claude. So that won't be something that you want to miss. You'll want to make sure to go to that and check your sign, and also to check your sun, moon. You can also check your Venus sign as well, and your rising sign. They're good to have a look into. So that's something to look forward to. So let's pick some clarification. And these ones, you guys know that I just flip straight over. That's just the way spirit works with me. So we've got 4 cards, and the advice they're giving, and this is really interesting. This is about dedication and really changing your mindset on what we're seeing in the programmed outside reality. It's about changing it from within here. So we can see here with the power card, the 4 of disc, the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, for me, he's kind of like connected to speaking things into existence and speaking things into reality, is the way that I kind of view him, looking at a mystical point of view. We also have the 7 of Swords, which is a card that represents like a spiritual strength or valor. It can represent sort of like trying to do battle and, push things out. We also have Page of Swords. So what I'm also seeing is like us stepping up. We may have to do battle with pushing away mindsets and things and people and space, or places in that we don't have time for, so that we really stay authentic into this new vibration that's opening up. Spirit is actually going to give us more and more messages when we stay in that beautiful empowered alignment. And we can see 8 of Swords as well. So with this, it sometimes represents when we're stuck looking at reality or a different thing from the way in which things were created. So we can't shift and change out of this fixed 3D earth state of reality until we start to open our hearts and our minds and really get into vibrational alignment with what's trying to communicate to us from these other realms at this time. So that's what I have for you guys this week. It feels quite magical for you guys to tap into the essence of this. I've really enjoyed sharing this with you all, and I just send you all so much love. Please remember to jump on over to Jean-Claude's channel and show some love over there. So much happening here. And I saw Sophie's reading this morning. That was really so aligned with what we were going through last week and what's happening this week as well. And yeah, for those of you that would like a booking and really looking into the psychic spiritual side of things and the mystical realm side of things, it is my favorite. I've been lucky enough to travel to different countries filming UFOs. And if you want more on that, go check out my my YouTube channel and check out my website. But I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.